Alright, project for the moment is to take down this popcorn ceiling, fix a little hole, and then retexture with a knockdown. I'm not going to film putting up sheetrock because that's kind of self-explanatory, I think, but taking down the popcorn might help someone at some point. So I'm going to get started. Alright, the hole's patched. I haven't done any plaster work yet or nothing like that, but I started with the popcorn removal. So this is just water, pure water. Just a little bug spray. You spray the ceiling. Let it sit about 10 minutes. I've already done a little strip here because I want to get some plaster up on here. When it's wet, it just peels right off. And if it's dry, you gotta work at it and you'll get full of dust. Nice and easy. Just either scaffolding would be better, or I've got stilts with me for when I go to do the knockdown. I got a feeling I'm gonna fall a couple times and that will really hurt, so I don't want to do that. So this is just an 8-inch knife. There's also this big old monster scraper. That's what, 16? So you do a bigger area, try and do like a 4 foot by 4 foot, let that soak, and go spray the next area and start scraping that, and you can just follow it, chase it around. I don't know how much you can see of that, but. Go ahead and spray right to the edge. Alright, I'm gonna go get my mud so I can start getting that going so it dries. It's kind of pieced together. This room had some water damage from ice dams last winter. And 5/8 sheetrock's kind of heavy for one person with 2 bad arms, but I got it up there in pieces. It'll be alright. lights are probably messing with the picture. I see a black line going across. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. I'll find out later. But what did it take? 20 minutes? 30 minutes to scrape this room? 12 by 12 room and my little patch job. Now what I'll do is I'll come in and I'll sand it, just a light sanding, wipe it down, let that get the dust off of it, otherwise my spray, spray texture won't stick, which is just mud watered down just a little bit, but I'll show you that next. I don't know about the texture of yogurt, maybe a little thicker. If you throw regular mud in there, then it's too thick to spray through the hopper. It's just a texture. Spray gun. So you'll need an air compressor that's big enough to handle some volume. Otherwise you'll just constantly run out of air and it'll sit and sputter. So I'm gonna get started. This is not a very big job. But one thing to keep in mind, once you add water to your mud, it'll get moldy on you, or it can pretty soon. But it doesn't take long at all. It's moldy. So try not to mix up more than you think you'll use. Alright, so I've got another coat of mud. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's all going to get sprayed and knocked down. Tape the walls, plastic the walls, anything wood, because this is going to get everywhere. Carpet they're redoing. This is all going to get tore out as soon as I'm done. Alright. Alright, so I only fill the hopper about half full, because sometimes you'll be up like this and you could end up wearing it. Maybe you can't even see what I'm doing. If you fill it more than half full and you go up like this, you'll end up wearing it all. So you don't want to do that. There's an air control right down here, shut off. That'll control your air. So it depends on your splatter, the thickness you want in that's what you control with. And the squeezing of the trigger, which will bring the mud down into it. Well, let's see if we can get it to work. We'll just keep going at that. You can see it or not. Especially in dry times like this. It dries really quick, so it's like a really sensitive spot to be able to knock it down without making it smear. So you gotta be aware of that if you're doing a lot. But do a little bit more. This room is small enough to where I could do the whole room, but the corner I started in is already getting close. You can kind of watch it turn white. And then you just do a little tiny touch and see if it's still liquidy. But you kind of want it firm, but not enough to be powder. You don't want to really hear the scraper go across it. The more air pressure you have, the finer the spray. So if you like a really coarse spray, like you do it just random, just lower air, then come back in and fill in with the finer. And then when you knock it all down, you can paint it with your flat ceiling paint or whatever you decide. There, next we'll do the knockdown. It's almost ready to do this corner, but I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer. Keep a rag handy. Don't put any pressure, like just enough to keep the knife on the ceiling, that's it. I'll bring you up closer in a second, but try and show you my technique. You can see it or not, but it's knocked down. Very nice look. Modern, however they want to call it. It's better than the popcorn. Alright, ready for a coat of paint. After it dries, of course. Get some old-fashioned stains in the old sheetrock, but you can cover up with a good paint. Alright, once again, don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see. I do appreciate it, and it helps me get to the goal of being able to fund my nonprofit that helps elderly and disabled and that around town here that could really use help. So if you can, hit that subscribe button. And thanks for watching.